Hi, my name is David Walson, and welcome to my weekly news show. I'm a CPA, and I present the news to you and give you my opinions. Let's get right to it. So, in tax news today, we're going to do a quick refresher on the 100% depreciation for short-lived assets. I was reading an article from the Tax Foundation on this, and I thought it was a great thing that I need to bring up to small business owners that this is something out there that you can take advantage of. So the details on that I got from this article from the Tax Foundation are that you can depreciate 100% or expense 100% of a lot of the assets that you normally depreciate. This is allowed for all assets with a useful life of 20 years or less. And the provision is effective for 5 years and begins to phase out in 2022. So the Tax Foundation has some great analysis on the economic impact of this provision, and also has a lot more details about it. So go ahead and read more about that in the link in the description. My personal opinion is that full expensing, which this is kind of like, is the best alternative to a flat tax, and this provision takes a step in that direction. Maybe limited to only 5 years, but you'll probably see a lot of small businesses taking advantage of that for the next 5 years. The next thing I wanted to look at is Tax Reform 2.0. So Congress has been just recently introduced 3 different bills that are kind of being called the Tax Reform 2.0. And the first one they're looking at pretty much makes a lot of the provisions of the first tax reform permanent. So it makes the tax rate change permanent. It makes the SALT deduction cap permanent. It makes the increased standard deduction and child tax credit permanent, and keeps the personal exemptions eliminated. It also extends the lower 7.5% threshold for medical expense deductions to 2020, and makes the Section 199A deduction permanent. The second bill focuses on retirement and adds the small universal savings account. So they're doing a bunch of reforms to retirement, and I won't go into detail on those until there's something that's actually passed. But the universal savings account is kind of interesting because it's similar to a Roth in that withdrawals are tax-free, but of course there's no age cap on that. So you can withdraw at any time, and then you can contribute up to $2,500 annually. And then the third bill is about business startup costs, and so it allows businesses to expense their startup costs, all of them, up to $20,000. And then anything over that is amortized over 180 months. So making the provisions of the first tax reform bill permanent make for a more stable regulatory environment, which is better for individuals and businesses. Anytime regulations are just more stable, there's not a lot of likelihood that they're going to change, is always nice for economic environment. I'm not sure if these bills will pass. They may or may not. They may be changed completely before they passed, but I think it's a good step in the right direction of creating a more stable regulatory environment. So check out the description for the links to those articles for more details. And the last thing I wanted to update you on Wall Street Advisory Firm. Quick reminder that estimated tax payments are due September 17th, so don't forget. And then the final installment of our blog series about starting a new business will be out Friday, so make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And then the following week we'll probably be starting a blog series about starting a business, but from an accounting perspective. So it'll build on our previous series of starting a business, but throw in some things that I think, from my perspective as a CPA and accountant, are very important for businesses to get into. So that wraps up today's news. I'd love to hear your thoughts about any of the stories I covered today in the comments below. Let me know of any news stories you want my opinion on, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's episode.